Hello, adventurers. My name's Tyler.
And I'm Richard.
On today's episode, we're peering into the void and checking out Daggerheart's latest playtest for the Blood Hunter. Welcome to True Strike.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the show. Why?
Spooky.
Oh, okay. Well, we're back with a update from the void for the Blood Hunter class.
Yeah.
Dropped on Halloween.
Woo!
Spooky, spooky.
Yes. We're very excited about this. People all over Reddit were ready to give up their soul and beings to drop the Blood Hunter. Well, Daring to Press, I heard you cry. I hope you're cool with that.
Yeah. You've got to live with it now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have a brand new version of the Blood Hunter, including the 3 actual classes for this.
3 subclasses. Our first 3 subclass void test or anything official, one or the other. I'm very hype about that. The fact that we are getting 3, I know we've tried not to talk about this already.
Yeah, we try and avoid talking about this stuff when we see each other throughout the week, because we save it for the podcast.
Yes, exactly.
Save it for the podcast.
But I know you mentioned, and we'll get to it, that you think this is telling for the road ahead.
Yes.
So I'm interested in hearing more of it.
Yeah.
Now we did, if you tune in weekly, not super long ago, we did kind of go over Blood Hunter. None of that was official. That was all, and not that this is official, it was void playtest, whatever. But that was all screen official. Caps stuff from Critical Role's game they did in Indiana.
Yeah.
And the Blood Hunter as of that point. But this is the one that they've given us access to playtest ourselves. So without further ado, and we will just be going over the Blood Hunter today. There's nothing new. We're currently on the Void version 1.5. So if you're listening to this at a later date and they are past 1.5, ignore all this.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to listen to us talk. Hakuna Matata.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Blood Hunter. This is the Blade and Blood domain. Because of that, we will be going over the Blood domain. If you have the core rulebook, you have all the Blade domain stuff. That stuff hasn't changed.
Yep, hasn't changed. You can go read your book.
But we will be going over all of the Blood domain cards and abilities and all that stuff. So, evasion starting at 9. What do we got for hit points here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7.
No. Stop it.
Stress. Dictionary.com made 6, 7 a word of the year.
Stop it. 6 stress. Yep. What's the hope ability?
The hope ability.
Tell me about the hope ability of the Blood Hunter.
For 3 hope, you can use your Blood Maledict to target a creature within far range or in a vision from your grim psychometry. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
You did.
No, see?
Proud of you.
Until you finish a rest, take severe damage, or use this feature again, you have advantage on all action rolls against the target. That is quite good.
Yeah,
I enjoy that.
That is quite good.
3 hope, advantage against all action rolls against them. Great.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really good. So until you finish a long rest or take severe damage. So, I mean, yeah, on surface level, I want to say my knee-jerk reaction was kind of powerful.
Because, I was going to say kind of weak.
No, I was going to say kind of powerful because you need to take severe damage, basically, in order for you to drop out of this, right?
Sure, unless you're purposely taking a rest.
Yeah, unless you're purposely taking a rest or something like that. Yeah, but having advantage on all action rolls against a target, that's pretty good, especially in a fight with, not necessarily a big boss, but in a fight with a big boss, yes. But when you're doing fights, because we've got a lot more Daggerheart games under our belts.
Sure.
And when you have your adversaries out and you have a lead kind of solo or leader type character, something like this is very, very good against that. So like I said, my knee jerk right off the jump was, this is kind of powerful. But after having a couple more games under my belt, obviously that severe damage is a little bit easier to get to in some cases, especially when you have a more powerful adversary. So I like it. I think it sounds really good, and I think it's pretty well balanced.
I do think it's going to you mentioned, boss characters and leads and stuff. I think that's what you'll use this for sure.
Yeah. Which you're more likely to take that severe damage too at that point.
Exactly. So that's where it does bounce out of it.
No,
it's like funny here because I remember the version we used when we did our Alan versus the Mole game.
Yeah.
Alan the Mole. It was like, oh, or when like the combat ends or whatever, and you literally would be like, oh, you just did your thing, and I'm also leaving.
And I'm
like,
also leaving. Goodbye.
It is like I never actually got to use it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even balance that encounter based on a blood hunter because I didn't know what you were playing.
Yeah.
So you caught me off guard there. So
Well,
it was
unintentional.
but yeah,
thwarted me.
It definitely thwarted you inadvertently.
Absolutely. Class features here. We got Crimson Rite. Which is where you can enchant your strikes with bloodthirsty power at the cost of your vitality. Mark a hit point to enchant one of your active weapons. Until you finish your next rest, that weapon deals physical or magical damage. Choose when you use this feature. And an extra 1d6 damage when you hit with it. The extra damage increases to 2d6 level 5 and 3d6 at level 8.
Amazing.
Yeah, I really like this one.
No, it's really good, and you'll see later when we talk about stuff. If you're unfamiliar with the Blood Hunter class, this has a ton of synergy with other abilities with the Blood Hunter.
We've mentioned this before when we went over like the pre-test stuff, but still, I like to see. I dig how they balance it here, where it doesn't go off tiers. This one does change the level up the damage die with that at certain levels specifically, not necessarily tiers.
Not necessarily tiers. Yeah.
The other class feature you're going to get here is the mentioned previously, Grim Psychometry. While inspecting a creature, a location, or an object within very close range, make a spellcast roll at DC 12, or difficulty 12. On a success, mark a stress to have a vision of the most recent violence involving the target. And until you finish a rest, you have advantage on any action roll to recall lore about things in the vision.
One of my favorite types of abilities.
All story.
Love it. All story.
Information gathering.
Just so much fun
stuff.
making the GM make stuff up.
Yeah.
Because you made a good roll. And it's got a low DC, 12. So, I mean, it's not like it's
Very
hard to hit.
average.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your average roll. I like this a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to use in games. That's probably my favorite thing about this whole class. Right there. Grim Psychometry. Yeah. I love it.
No, any of the class that gives us the nice little role play excuse is always up on our list of things we love. Flipping over to some of the other basic stuff, your suggested traits and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. None of this I care super a lot about. Inventory. We do like to always point out what these classes get. In this one, not only do you get your torch and your health potion, stuff like that, but you get either a steel needle or a vial holding a foe's blood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Both of them kind of makes sense. Yeah, because the steel needle I am going to push into the mutant category. Yeah, which would be interesting. Which we'll be talking
audio
about
listeners,
that in a minute.
I am going to attempt not to make sick people noises in the microphone, but as always, I am yet again sick.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Sorry, Richard.
He's a sick
I'm gonna try to pull away from the mic.
My bad. I can't help it.
Move away from the mic
I
to
have
breathe.
too many children.
All right, getting over to the fun stuff. We've got our 3 subclasses here.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start with Order of the Ghost Slayer. You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So the first one we have is Order of the Ghost Slayer. Spellcast trait is agility. I mean, it could be Goat Slayers as well. What about Ghost Goats?
Ooh, very specialized.
Yeah, very. All right. So the foundation for this is first ability is Chasing Death. While you have 1 to 3 unmarked hit points, you can use your Crimson Rite feature without paying the hit point cost. If you only have 1 unmarked hit point, you roll D8s instead of D6s for the extra damage for your Crimson Rite. Like it.
That is genuinely very good.
It's very good. Yes, I like it a lot. The next ability we have is Shadowed Grit. When your GM gains a fear from your duality dice roll, you can mark a stress to gain a hope. Fun and simple. I like this.
Oh, man. Okay, so Blood Hunters are already balancing, hit points versus some of the other classes in this game, of course.
Yeah.
Like, hit points are a currency you're using to make yourself stronger and do certain abilities and things like that, which is all in the thematics of using your own blood and hemocraft and stuff like that. But now, right out the jump, you have something where you can choose to burn stress to gain something else. Now, is it worth it to mark a stress to get a hope? When on every roll you make, you have a 50% chance of getting a hope. in theory. You know, maybe even slightly higher if you include crits.
It depends. I do think
if you need that extra third.
that's what I'm saying.
to do
So
your,
I think
bills.
I think it is because of, like I said, synergy with other abilities. So
Sure.
right off the jump, you're looking at Blood Maledict. So this
Yeah.
is allowing you to fuel future Blood Maledicts, one, but also brings us directly into the specialization trait, which uses hope. And this is a good one here too. So the next one, the specialization, the ability you get is called Veil Walker. You can briefly slip into the realm between the living and the dead. Spend 2 hope to disappear and then reappear next to a creature or a corpse within far range. You then have advantage on the next attack roll you make in this scene. So yes, right off the jump, yeah, you're taking stress, but this ability, along with Blood Maledict, right? You're already dealing more damage, and now you're teleporting around the battlefield, dealing more damage and getting advantage on your attack rolls when you do so. So I like the synergy that we're already starting to see with the very first class here. So like that hope feel. Now, again, you are building stress, so that is a thing. And you're taking hit points for a lot of this stuff. But I think it's going to be a kind of like a fun balance, like a dance that you're going to be doing, balancing the amount of damage that you're dealing to yourself, the amount of stress you're dealing to yourself, to be able to be this kind of force moving around the battlefield.
Yeah. I'm worried. No, we're super early on in this. We've read like 2 cards so far. I worry that that the Blood Hunter is going to end up being like the old school D&D Paladin where you burn bright for a couple turns and then I'm gassed.
Yeah.
like how you really going to have to like manage that and manage yourself not to just dump your abilities and points into this immediately. Yep. Now, I thought that was interesting that they took the rogue ability of, the shadow.
Oh, the shadow walk, yeah. But you get it with corpse walking.
But corpses and other creatures and stuff. Also, I almost, this is me and the thematics. I almost wish it was corpses only.
Yeah, I think it would be cooler if it was corpses only.
Understand it's
but
weaker.
Then it does make it incredibly weaker because you got to kill somebody first.
Much weaker.
Yeah.
However,
yeah,
way more thematic.
Way more thematic, but I like it. The last thing we have for the mastery for Order of the Ghost Slayer is Spectral Form. Now, this one is really, really cool. You have another death move option called Spectral Form.
Okay.
When you choose this option, you clear a hit point. Your body becomes spectral and you have resistance to physical damage and you can pass through objects. This form ends if you clear any more hit points. It also ends if you mark your last hit point, which forces you to take a different death move altogether. You are shunted to the nearest open space if you're inside an object when this form ends.
It's great.
This is amazing. So it's basically a free death move that is not death, that allows you to reposition, regroup, or even do just more before you take another optional death move, right? Like you would normally be doing.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
This reminds me of the games where when you hit 0 hit points, you come back with 1 instead.
Yes, you come back with 1 instead.
More thematics.
More thematics because you come back as a ghost, basically.
Yeah.
You get all these resistances, you're moving around, you're passing through things. Just very thematic and very, very cool ability.
Strike me down.
I like it a lot.
I'll come back stronger than you could possibly imagine.
Brighter.
More translucent.
You want to take Order of the Mutant?
I guess I would. Yeah, Order of the Mutant. Spellcast trait here. We got Agility again. Only one of these. The next one will be Strength. But for now, we're still at Agility.
Yep.
Currently, here at the Foundation, we have mutagens. You employ mutagenic toxins created to enhance your abilities. When you finish a rest, you can drink 1 such toxin to gain its effects, which last until you finish your next rest. These effects last until you fit. I already read that. These effects include a +1 bonus to 1 trait of your choice, a -1 penalty to a different trait of your choice, and your choice of one of the following benefits.
Celerity.
Thank you. If you are restrained or vulnerable, you can mark a stress to end the condition on yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Durable. Your armor score increases by 2.
Nice.
Very, very good. Hunter's senses. You have advantage on any action roll you make to track a creature, and you can see in complete darkness. Okay. You're building very different characters.
Yes.
On just this.
On just that alone.
Which is funny because it's like, I get it. Like you're the toolbox, right? Like master of none, whatever, depending how you want to build your character on this. And the fact that you're straight up like you're the ranger, or you're going to be like your team's tank.
Yeah. Ranger, tank, or like what's the other one? Oh yeah, you're just like a untouchable because you're being able to drop restrain or vulnerable conditions.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. This is one of those out of all these, spoiler alert, this one I feel is the weakest.
Okay.
Until you get into the specializations.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. I think once you start to get into the specialization of this foundation, or of this subclass, then I think this starts to really shine. I think at level 1 foundation, it's probably the weakest of the 3 for me. Just because, like you said, it is very like putting you in a box. At the cost of one of your abilities. Well, your other one gets buffed, but it's definitely putting you in a very.
I'll say that's what's interesting.
Box.
You get a bonus, a negative,
a bonus, and a negative, which is fine. Everybody has a dump stat. At that, you're just going to pick your dump stat, and it's going to go down, right? No big deal. No big deal.
Maybe. All right. Moving on to the specialization, we have improved mutagens. It can only go up from here.
Yeah.
When you choose a mutagen benefit, your options also include the following: Nerves of Steel. Whenever you must mark a stress, you can spend 2 hope instead. Rapidity. Your evasion increases by 1.
Nice.
Iron Skin. Your severe damage threshold increases by a number equal to your proficiency. Okay. And Volatile Toxins. You can choose 2 mutagen benefits instead of 1. If you do, mark a hit point that can't be cleared until you finish your next rest. Interesting.
So this is where I feel like it starts to shine because of the option of multiple mutagens.
Yeah.
Because that's where I think the first one feels weak to me, because it's very much putting you in a box. But now you're able to kind of spread that around a little bit and not be so hyper focused on one thing.
I mean, you're definitely going to want to do that.
Granted,
but
that's a hit point that you cannot get back until the next rest.
Yeah.
But we're also talking synergy with your other abilities. That hit point automatically going to start getting you bonuses to your attack dice, like your damage and stuff like that, because of, your whole thing. So, yes, I like it.
Yeah.
Starting to get better.
We have the Mastery. Mastered mutagens. The trait bonus and penalty you get from your mutagens feature changes to +2 and -2 respectively. When you choose a mutagen benefit, your options now also include the following: Aether Blood. Within your line of sight, you can see creatures and objects that are invisible, and visual illusions appear transparent to you. If a creature or object within your line of sight has been transformed by magic, you can see its true form. I almost said furry. Fury. When you make an attack roll, you can mark a stress to gain a bonus to the roll equal to your proficiency. And last, Steel Flesh. Your major damage thresholds increase by a number equal to your proficiency. I think this subclass is okay.
It's okay. I think that it starts to get better at specialization, starts to get even better at mastery, then falls off just a little bit with Fury and Steel Flesh, just because that bonus is only your proficiency, which is not super great at lower levels.
Right.
This is a mastery, so you're going to be at higher levels at this point.
Right.
But even still, proficiency, I don't know. It feels like a little bit weaker to me, choosing those 2 abilities, because you're only going to get it's a predictable amount of a bonus there. I think I would have rather had it be like a roll or possibly something other than proficiency, but I'm just talking on my butt here because I'm not a game designer.
Right. No. And speaking of not a game designer, I would love if on the mastery you could drink up to 3.
Yes. No, that would be even cooler.
Triple down on that.
That would be even cooler, tripling down on that.
And then, if with each tier of this, like, you're adding.
See, that would make me feel better about those 2 options.
Yes.
Because it would seem less weak because you're drinking 3. I just feel like there are, of the other options that are on here, and drinking 2 of these things, I don't see myself choosing Fury or Steel Flesh.
Yeah.
Because of what the other stuff does. Like, those seem like the lesser of the options to me. Sure. Now, if there was a third one, then maybe that's fine. Proficiency is good, and I'll take it.
That's what I would want to see.
But yeah.
Especially if you're really tripling down on this whole, mastery and stuff. Yeah. But I want to see that.
Okay. It's okay.
Maybe that breaks things. I don't know.
Maybe it breaks
make games.
I'm not talking about games. Yeah. Our final, we have the Order of the Lycan. The foundation of this one we'll start with the spellcast rate because you already said this, is strength now.
Yes.
So this is the only one that has a spellcast trait. That's not agility, so this one's strength. The foundation ability, the first one is werewolf. You gain werewolf transformation card. Your rolls to perceive via hearing and scent have advantage. Nice.
Fun.
The next thing you have
Also,
is...
I would say very simple because it just is what it is, right? It's like, oh, you can control the beast. Normally, if you're infected with lycanthropy, your GM passes you the werewolf card.
Yeah.
You don't have this bonus of
Yes.
like, while in wolf form, you get this and stuff like that, right? However, don't just ignore the fact that you get to start the game with werewolf.
Yes, you get to
And
start the game with werewolf.
It's intentional.
Yes, it's
You
intentional.
get this bonus to it.
And you get this. I love passive abilities, so that whole like hearing and scent have advantage. Lots of fun and thematic. I just love it.
Yeah.
Control the beast. This is really where it gets interesting for lichens in general, because like you said, with the card and being infected with lycanthropy. While in your wolf form, you can apply the form's bonus die to your agility and strength action rolls. So this just is like like you said, you're intentional with this. Like this is just you starting off as a werewolf and with this whole like notion of it and being able to have more control over it essentially. Right. The specialization for Order of the Lycan, the first thing you get is Feral Hide. While in your wolf form, you gain a bonus to your damage threshold equal to your tier.
Love that.
So fun. And then you also get Lycan Regeneration. This is my favorite. While in your wolf form, all of your hit points marked, you can mark a stress to clear a hit point. You can also do this while unconscious.
Also sick.
This is good. Yep. Is it too powerful? I don't know. It's an interesting one. So there isn't I assumed that this would be tagged with a once per rest.
Once, right?
But it's not. It's not tagged with a once per
unconscious
rest.
Stress.
Exactly. So you're starting out, well, you only have 6 stress, right?
Sure.
So you have 6 stress. Now, if you're theoretically not getting stress, you're not using your stress to do
you're going to burn
else,
a stress going into werewolf.
You're going to burn a stress for that, yes. So being able to just not die 5 times after that is pretty good. And then you have a stamina potion, remove some stress. I mean, this is a really good ability. Just being able to say, okay, I'll clear a hit point, even when you're unconscious. Like just being able to I think that's what gets me too, is being unconscious and being able to just regenerate.
Yeah.
And then regenerate. This is really, really good. And I can already see some crazy builds. I know somebody at our table who would play this in a heartbeat. This is right up his alley. This is 100% be what he would play in our next game.
Something of note, and this is, changes already from what they did in Indiana. One of the foundation abilities before was when you would. So with werewolf, when you would mark a hope, you mark a stress instead.
Yes, yeah.
But the Travis version was when you would mark a hope and you mark a stress, you also get hope.
Yeah,
that's gone.
Yeah.
So remember, every time you would mark a hope, you are marking a stress too. So werewolf or Lycan, you are loading up on stress.
You're loading up on stress, maybe.
Okay. And a lot of these bonuses, specifically, even at the beginning, control the beast while in wolf form, Feral Hide while in wolf form, regeneration while in wolf form.
Yeah.
All of it, even when we get to the mastery, everything is while you're in the wolf form, which is just burning through stress. Very interesting, like gameplay at that point.
I still would have expected regeneration to be a certain number of uses per rest, but maybe balance wise, this is what it needs to be.
And then
we'll see.
Hey, let's say hypothetically, right? You're burning through, you come back again, you burn that last stress, you go feral. As a werewolf, you attack everyone around you. And I don't know.
We'll see.
Yep.
The mastery, our final thing is master the beast.
Master.
When you are in wolf form and you would mark your last stress, you can instead put one of your domain cards from your loadout into your vault. You cannot recall that domain card until you finish a long rest. When you frenzy from marking your last stress while in wolf form, you gain 2 hope. So this kind of goes back to that whole, like, you're stressing yourself out and then eventually going to, wild out and just rip all of your friends to shreds. So there is an option here. You can dump a domain card instead, and, kind of mitigate that a little bit. Yeah. I like it.
No,
This is very unique.
I don't hate that at all.
This is such an interesting ability because, to my knowledge, I can't think of anything else that makes you dump domain cards to control abilities like this to this extent.
I was
to
gonna
like
say,
being able to avoid a negative.
Man,
right?
I can't remember what it is. I know for sure there is something where you dump a card, but I don't remember what the context is.
But I like this, like being able to just choose a domain card that you have to get rid of until your next long rest, which is very well could be worth it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Very well could be worth it. And it's just a really cool ability. I like it a lot.
And yeah, when you frenzy mark the stress, you gain 2 hope. That one's interesting. I want to know thematically, why do you gain 2 hope?
Why? Oh,
We're always talking
thematically, why
about
you're
the
gaining
thematics
hope? Yeah,
of like,
no.
you know, making like negatives for ourselves and stuff like that. This is a positive.
It's a
one.
positive, yeah.
It's a positive, and I'm going to complain about it because I'm like, okay, why? I just marked my last stress. Why am I gaining 2 hope? Tell me. You're a game designer.
I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I just work here.
All right, man.
Not mad about it though.
No, I'll take it. Hey, man, I'll take the hope, especially since I probably just murdered my.
Yeah, I was gonna say you murdered all
Friends.
your friends.
All right, we're gonna start going through the reason you guys are here now. We're going through the blood domain. This is important because whether you're going, you know, blood hunter or not, maybe you want a multi-class. Maybe you get some of these blood domain cards.
Yeah.
There's some cool stuff here. I guess we'll alternate on levels.
Levels, yeah. You'll
Sure.
take us through our level ones.
I'll hit level 1.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna have 3 of these, of course, and you know, like typical, it's gonna be 3 and then 2 of all the other ones. Oh, really quick before we go through these. Hi guys, I know I just said we were gonna get to this. Ha! Surprise, we're not doing that yet. 3 subclasses. You have thoughts?
Oh yeah, I thought we were gonna wait until we were done with all
We
this.
can do
and
whatever
then
you
we were
want,
gonna-
but like,
let's read through the domain cards,
No.
and then we'll talk about the class as a whole
Whatever.
when we get to the
Fine.
end. We'll talk about the class
All right,
as a whole.
fine.
We're gonna do a
We'll give
class
people what they want.
overview when we get to the end because I also want to know which one's
Double
your favorite.
fade. Wait, favorite domain card or favorite subclass?
Favorite subclass.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, but I won't. Level 1. We have got Blood Spike. This is a spell with a recall cost of 1. Make a spellcast roll against the target within far range. On a success, mark a stress to deal D10 magic damage to the target using your proficiency. On a success with hope, the target also marks a stress. On a roll of fear, mark a stress. So not necessarily a success, just a roll with fear.
Yes.
Mark a stress. Okay. Level 1 ability here, spell with a recall cost of 0. We have Lifeblood Talisman. Mark a hit point to conjure a talisman infused with your life essence. The talisman appears in your hand, and whoever carries the talisman gains its benefit. Whenever the talisman's bearer marks 2 or more hit points, they can spend a hope to reduce the number of hit points marked by 1. The talisman disappears if you have no hit points marked or use this spell again.
Super fun spell.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that one.
Ones like this, we've play tested stuff before where it's used this sort of ability. Talismans are also really always cool in this game, these
Always
kind of
cool.
games, and being able to give it away to an ally, even better. Because who actually ever uses the talismans for themselves? People are always
No, you
giving
give
these
'em
things
away.
away.
You give 'em away.
Always. Last year for our level 1s, we've got an ability card this time with a recall cost of 1. We have Power Through Pain. If you have at least 1 hit point marked, you gain a bonus to your damage rolls. The bonus equals twice your number of marked hit points.
This is a tough one not to take.
This is one I took when we
Required
played
card.
Alan the Mole.
Yeah, that seems like a required ability
It's
to me.
very good.
Yeah,
If you're
that's
going
a good
anything
one.
like maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe if you want to go, oh god, I already forgot the name of it. What is it, the mutagen one? Maybe you go Order of the Mutant, and you're gonna go like super utility, right? And you're gonna go with Lifeblood Talisman, maybe Blood Spike to keep some distance stuff, and you're really gonna lean away because you're thinking, what, Lycan's the only one that's going, you know, strength based. Maybe you want to go agility based and kind of like be a range dealer sort of thing, and you're not gonna focus on damage up front. I don't know.
I'm not
It's
buying
tough.
it.
It's
I'm
tough.
not buying it.
It's-
Because even if you're doing blood spike at a range, you're still increasing the damage. This isn't melee damage.
Yeah, but that means you're getting hurt.
This is just damage
Yeah, but my
roll.
goal
Yeah,
is
but
to-
you're already
my-
going to be
my-
getting hurt.
My damage, my
This is
goal is-
Daggerheart. You're getting
my-
hurt. I'm not buying it.
my
This is
goal
a
is not getting
required
hurt.
card.
It's very good. It's very, very
A
good.
required card. All right. Level 2s. We got 2 of these, both spells. The first one has a recall of 1. And it is called Brand of Castigation. When you deal damage to a creature, mark a stress to sear a red magical mark onto them. Until this mark disappears, you always know the direction of the marked creature relative to you, and that creature marks a stress each time it deals damage to you or an ally of yours within very close range to you. The mark disappears when you use the spell again. Fun.
Okay. Yep.
Fun. I like it. The next one is a recall cost of 0. It is a spell called Vitality Manipulation. Make a spell cast roll against a target within very close range. If you cast this on an ally, make the roll with advantage. On a success, mark a stress and choose one of the following effects. The first one, the target grows calmer and clears a stress. On a success with hope, they clear 2 stress.
Hey.
And the second one is the target grows more anxious and marks a stress. On a success with hope, they mark 2 stress. That's very cool. I like that it's got 2 sides to the coin. A good side and a bad side.
I just like that if you use it on an ally, you can roll with advantage and then give them 2 stress.
Yes, and then give them 2 stress if you really want to be mean.
Moving on, we got our level 3 abilities here. First, we got a spell with a recall cost of 2, and that is Blood Puppet. Make a spellcast roll against a creature, living or dead, within far range. On a success, spend a hope to control the target by causing them to move, attack, or both. If you do both, you could choose the order. If you cause the creature to move, they move to a location that you choose within close range of them. If you cause that creature to attack, make a spellcast roll against the target within melee range of them. On a success, deal D10 physical damage using your proficiency.
This spell's wild.
Level 3?
That's wild.
This is sick!
Yeah. Making, corpse puppets running around the field and smacking people or somebody?
Totally thought this would be some higher level stuff.
Yeah, no, that's crazy work for a 3rd level spell.
Building characters towards this.
Yeah.
Now, here's the funny thing, right? Because the way my brain works, I couldn't take this if I went Lycan. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I'm leaning in toward, I mean, granted, you're not just using blood, you're using blade and blood.
Yeah.
So if you are going that melee brawler werewolf kind of person, maybe you wouldn't even really look at this.
That's true. I would definitely be looking at this.
This is a really cool ability. Our other level 3 here, we've got a spell with a recall cost of 2. We have Burning Blood. Make a spellcast roll of a difficulty 12. On a success, mark a hit point as you conjure a bead of blood, which you lob at a point within far range. A wave of heat fills the area within very close range of that point, igniting the internal vitals of those caught within. Each target within the area marks 1 hit point. On a success with hope, each target within the area instead marks 2 hit points. Not even damage.
Yeah.
It just
hit point.
is 1 to all of them.
Again.
Or 2.
Level 3.
Wow.
Level 3. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Maybe I'm not a game designer. This feels strong.
This feels good.
This feels real strong.
Real good at level 3.
Woo, man.
Maybe they just get weaker.
Spellcast roll of a 12.
Yeah.
You mark a hit point. Granted, you're marking a hit point.
Yes. Which, yeah, you know.
But you make 1, and all enemies in it mark at least 1.
At least 1. Yeah.
It's
good.
Awesome.
It's good. All right, level 4. Yep. Our first one is a recall of 1 spell, Grisly Harpoon. You launch a harpoon of blood at a location or creature within far range. If the target is a location, make a spellcast roll of 13. On a success, mark a stress to pull yourself to a position within melee range of it. If the target is a creature, make a spellcast roll against it. On a success, mark a stress to deal 3d8 magic damage to the target. You then pull the target straight towards yourself or pull yourself straight towards the target, ending within melee range of each other.
Sick.
This is a really cool ability. I like it a lot. The whole get over here of it all. It's
thematic,
fun.
does damage.
I love that they added a mobility feature to this spell. That's
absolutely.
my favorite part because it's got both. Like it's you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
This I feel like should be level 3, and 3 should be level 4.
Maybe. The next one we have is a recall of 1 spell, Weave the Flesh. Once per rest, mark a hit point to allow each ally within close range to clear a hit point or a stress. You can mark a stress to allow those allies to clear 1 of each. That's really
wow.
good. Yeah. That's really powerful.
Yet again, burning through your own
stuff. Yep. But I love that you can, that's a mass heal around everybody. That's really cool.
And I mean, at that point, Depending on what everyone's stress and stuff looks like, marking a stress on yourself
Might be well worth it.
well worth it.
Might be well worth it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You can really make a utilitarian blood hunter quite easily, and be very powerful. All right. Moving to level 5, we got a spell here, the recall cost of 1, and that is Mutual Suffering. When an attack from a creature causes you to mark 1 or more hit points, you can make a reaction roll using your spellcast trait against the creature. On a success, the creature marks the same number of hit points as you did, and you can't use the spell again until you finish a rest. Great. Very thematic for the class.
Yeah.
Love it. Once per rest. Okay.
Sure.
No issue with this at all.
Not mad about it.
I like it quite a bit, actually. We got level 5. Now, the question is, your vault is getting a little bit full. Is this worth having in your vault? Now, if it is in your vault, you're going to dump it right after you use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I guess it depends what else is, waiting. Like, if this is in your hand, you're going to pull something from your vault to, like, keep this, Either way, I see utility of this, but is it going to be one of the 5 you have on?
Yeah, one is going to be your 5. Yeah.
Now we got our level 5 here. We got this spell with a recall cost of 1, and that is the Parasite of Will. Make a spellcast roll against a creature within very far range. On a success, mark a hit point to conjure a tiny magical bloodworm that burrows into the target. On a success with hope, the target isn't aware of the worm within.
Gross.
Yeah, that's terrible. You have advantage on any presence rolls against the target, and whenever they make a roll, you can spend a hope to give them disadvantage. You can destroy the bloodworm to cause the target to mark a hit point.
This is fun.
Oh my god.
This is fun. A little bloodworm creeping around in there.
Well, hold on. Question. All right, let's say it's not a success with hope. They are aware the bloodworm's within. Does it matter?
No, that's what at this point.
It's almost worse.
I think it's almost worse. Yeah,
Like,
I don't know.
I don't want them to know.
Yeah, no.
Or
I don't want to know if there's a bloodworm in
right,
me.
Exactly. Like,
I just want to know that it's a spell.
If there's nothing I can
like,
do.
oh god, you got me with a spell. That sucks. No, I have a bloodworm inside of your body. Oh, I hate this. Can you just cast a spell?
I was gonna say,
like a normal wizard.
This should be an asterisk of if they know there's a bloodworm in them, they also mark a stress.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't like that. Blech. All right, moving on to level 6. We have a spell with a recall of 2 called Blood Bind. Make a spellcast roll against a target within far range. On a success, mark a stress as you slow the target's vitality. The target is temporarily restrained and temporarily vulnerable. Each time the target is spotlighted while either of these conditions persists on them, they take D10 magic damage using your proficiency. The spell ends early on the target if you use it again.
Neat.
That's cool. Just fun.
Neat.
A lot of power.
Yep. Like it.
Next, we have a recall of 1 spell, Vital Ward. Mark a hit point to trace a circle of blood around yourself at very close range. While in the circle, you have resistance to your choice of physical or magic damage. Choose when you cast a spell. Allies can also gain this benefit while in the circle. The circle disappears if you move out of it. Mark 2 or more hit points or cast the spell again. Good, not bad. Good.
No,
I like
it. There's the uses for this, especially like I'm imagining, very close range. You mark this spell, you mark a hit point, you put this down, your allies coming close as like enemy wizards are like lobbing over spells and stuff, and you've got resistance to magic, and there's some cool theatrics to this that, God, just makes TTRPG so fun. All right. Over here at level 7, we've got an ability. We don't have a whole lot of abilities. An ability with a recall of 1, which is Blood Touched. While 4 or more of the domain cards in your loadout are from the Blood domain, gain the following benefits. When you take enough damage to mark 2 or more hit points, gain a hope. And for every 3 hit points you have marked, gain a +1 bonus to your evasion.
Good.
Sick.
Yeah, very good.
Also at level 7, we have a spell with a recall cost of 2, and that is Vampiric Strike. When you make a successful attack roll against an adversary and cause them to mark 2 or more hit points, you can spend a hope to clear a hit point or stress.
Can't be mad about that.
So, make a successful attack roll, blah, 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 hit point. So you roll with hope. You spend that hope that you immediately gained, and then now you can either heal a hit point or a stress.
Yeah, heal a hit point or a stress.
Now that we're getting these level 7 abilities, you're starting to turn the scales back in your direction.
Yeah, back in your direction. I like it. Moving on to level 8, we have a 2 recall spell, Life Leash. Spend a hope to allow yourself and a willing ally within far range to redistribute marked hit points between the 2 of you. You then can't target that ally again with Life Leash until you finish a rest.
Our Strahd game ended with 2 characters basically having this done to them.
Yes, yeah, which was great. They hated it.
One of them loved it. One of them hated it.
I thought it was the best thing ever. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really funny to me.
I think it's fun.
It's in this game now, and I'm very excited about that.
Yep. The next level 8 is a recall of 1 ability, Runic Adrenaline. Your practice of blood magic has seeped into your bloodstream, enhancing your vitals in moments of urgency. When you roll with advantage, use a D8 instead of a D6 as your advantage die if you have 1 or more hit points marked. After you make a strength, an agility, or a finesse roll, you can mark a hit point to roll a 1d8 and add it to the result. Fun. I like that.
Yeah. God, I'm still stuck on Life Leash, man. Because now I'm picturing it from like my character's point of view, and I'm like this like blood hunter, and I could see like this, into the other world. I could see these like strands of energy and life to each other, and you it's almost like you're plucking it or like pulling at it a certain part and like pulling the thread of damage to yourself. And then once you've plucked it, it's it's in disarray or whatever until your next rest where you can like focus in and reconnect that strand. But it's super cool, man. I love this stuff. All right, level 9. With a spell with a recall cost of 2, we've got Bloodbath. Once per rest, spend a hope to unleash waves of blood around yourself. Make a single spellcast roll against each adversary within close range. On a success, a target marks a hit point and a stress. On a failure, a target marks a stress. Each ally within close range marks a stress, but clears a hit point. So, your allies don't like it. It's stressful.
It's stressful.
But they feel better.
They feel good. It feels a lot better.
They definitely feel better.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. I like it.
Yep. I like the idea that you're not even using this in combat. And everyone's really hurt.
Everyone's just really hurt.
You guys aren't going to like this.
You're not going to like this.
No, don't do that.
You're going to like this.
The level 9 here. We have a spell with a recall cost of 1, and that is the Glyph of Hemorrhaging. Make a spellcast roll against a creature within far range. On a success, mark a hit point to sear the target with the magical glyph that lasts until the GM spends 2 fear to remove it, or you take severe damage. Whenever the target marks any hit points while the glyph remains, you can mark a stress to make them mark an additional hit point.
Yeah,
so
that's a lot of hit points
stress, and they're just extra damage every time.
Yeah, that's just insane.
Soaking up 2 fear from your GM.
Yeah. That's good in both ways.
Absolutely. There's no negative there.
All right. Finally, we are on our level 10s. The first is a recall of 1 ability called Crimson Adamance. When you would mark your last hit point, spend a hope to mark a stress instead.
Okay.
Simple.
If
to the point.
You happen to have any stress left.
If you have any stress left.
Yes. This is where I mark my stress.
It's just another way to not die.
Yeah.
I like it. And then finally, we have a recall of 2 spell, Sanguine Feast. Make a spellcast roll against an adversary within close range. On a success, spend 2 hope to mark 1 to 3 hit points, and the target marks twice the number of hit points you marked. If this causes the target to mark their last hit point, you can clear the hit points you marked to cast the spell. That is insane. Being able to do 6 hit points of damage to a target, and then clear hit points, because you're probably going to be fairly certain that you're going to drop whatever you hit this with, unless you're really just trying to go all out and do as much as you can to the big bad kind of a situation.
Yeah.
That's a really cool spell. That's a really, really fun spell.
Not only is that super powerful, but if we go back to Crimson Adamance, right? We were talking about being super powerful, some of the other stuff of like, oh, well, if you keep marking a stress, you don't go unconscious. Whatever. This is literally when you would mark your last hit point, spend a hope to mark a stress instead.
Yeah.
So as long as you have hope and stress, though, you can't die.
Yeah, you can't die.
This isn't once per rest. And then if you're Order of the Ghost Slayer, after you finally die, and you just come back as a ghost.
Yeah, you finally die. You just come back as a ghost. This
class
crazy.
Is so hard to kill.
Very hard to kill.
I don't know. It feels like they're constantly just trying to kill themselves. But
that's true.
It won't be the GM that takes them out.
So overall, thoughts. I like this.
I really, really dig it.
I dig it.
And is it too powerful? I mean, there's definitely. I think this is going to be one of those ones that does get tuned down in some areas. I think it definitely is powerful, but is that by design?
Yeah.
Because they are a ever ticking time bomb until
that's the thing.
Their resources are nothing.
This is a fun one. Like I think that like on paper, like I said, does look kind of powerful, but as a game master, I would love having somebody playing this on my table, especially at higher level play, because this just adds like a whole nother layer of me trying to make you hurt your friends.
Yeah.
And there are so many ways to do that. and I just enjoy every part of it. I think it's really cool. I don't honestly know, like you said, you think they're going to tune it a little bit. You think they're going to reel it back a little bit?
So what's funny is as we're reading through some of these, it definitely seems like it needs to go both ways. There are some cards, and getting the surveys and everything else. There's some cards that I think could be increased, buffed
in
up
power,
a little bit.
yeah.
And then I think stuff like Blood Puppet and Burning Blood could be moved.
You start off real strong, that's for sure.
A bit.
Yeah, you start off real strong.
By the time you get to some of the last ones, it starts to feel like more of the same.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. I just got to burn a stress and I do this thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Everything is burning a stress or burning a hit point to do a thing. Everything. And a lot of them are once per rest, which means you're going to be using stuff, dropping it, immediately call in something else, right? But are you? Because you're burning stress.
Yeah, because you're burning all that stress.
And there's only so many that are zero cost recall. So with that in mind, I mean, shoot, actually looking at this, it looks what, one card is a 0 recall? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe you're not dropping stuff to recall unless you're just like hoarding stamina potions.
Yeah, just tons of stamina potions. Yeah, every town you go to, you're buying every stamina potion that you can find.
I mean, hey, and if that's the game, there's always a class that is more, in investing into this sort of thing than others.
Yeah.
And maybe that's Blood Hunters. You just got loads on your belt of healing potions and stamina. You look like a Diablo character with red on one side, blue on the other.
Blue on the other side. So which subclass is your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Lycan.
Interesting.
Absolutely. If I were to play one right now, I would be playing Order of Lycan.
Really? So
Absolutely.
like I looked at it and I was all like, wow, these are kind of interesting. And then I was like, I already have ideas of like, characters I would make for Order of the Mutant, Order of the Lycan.
I would play any of them.
My favorite, I think, is Ghost Slayer.
Ghost is my second.
Ghost Slayer seems like a lot of fun.
And I would play them entirely differently.
So my order in play here would be Ghost Slayer, Mutant, and then Lycan last.
Yeah, sure.
I think I would go with Lycan last. I think that...
Is it too straightforward?
It's maybe, I think it's just too straightforward. And I think Ghost Slayer just sounds the most fun for me. But then Order of the Mutant has so many just different interesting things.
So much roleplay potential.
Yes. And I that's what I love. So like, I think that one is a solid second choice for me.
And
whereas Lycan sounds great. Lycan sounds really, really fun and thematic, being a werewolf and all that stuff. But maybe just a little too straightforward for me.
And I think, and this is not me saying Lycan's the best by any means. I think this is one of those, Richard, that I like to play characters that just run in and I don't care if I get killed because I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
And this is that. Like, I'm going to be like, all right, let's go werewolf, because that's where all of my abilities come from. And then the fact that, we've gotten this far where version 1.5, all this is out and whatever. And as far as we're aware, turning back into a non-werewolf form is still burning your last stress, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if we were missing something, if there was a post or an update to the werewolf card and we missed it or something, last we checked, to turn into a werewolf, you marked stress, you turn into a werewolf, whatever. And when you wanted to turn back, you had to mark your last stress, and then you flipped out, and then you went back to normal or whatever. But why is the foundation of Order of the Lycan not include the phrase control the beast while in wolf form, blah blah blah? You can also revert from wolf form at any time.
Because you have to hurt your friends. It's fun.
But
it's more fun that way.
That's what I need for this to make the most sense, unless the whole idea is that you do spend a majority of your time in wolf form. And if that's the case, every time you roll with hope, you're gaining a stress. I don't know. I need some back and forth. I need some
I like it.
I need the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, not just always.
No, that's the mutant. That's the mutant.
Yeah, I don't know. But all that aside, that's my negative there or whatever. I would still play Lycan because I want to go in and be crazy powerful. I want to just go in and Hulk smash as a barrel beast.
No, I want Ghost Slayer.
Ghost Slayer
I
sounds
want
sick.
veil walking and
I think
and
Mutant
turning
has
into
the
a
potential of being
ghost and
sick.
stuff like that. Yeah, I think the mutant is fun. Is it the most powerful? No, I think it's the
No.
weakest of the three.
Very customizable.
Very customizable. But I do feel like it's the weakest of the three. But
I-
still fun. Not my
telling you,
third choice though.
If
Like I said, it's my
Mastery
second
adds,
choice.
take a third one. I'm all in. That would really change that
Yeah.
for me. I do like that they double up with like the +1, -2. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then just allow me to take 3. Especially you're giving me more options, but not allowing me to take more at the same time. Yeah, maybe it's too strong, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Power fantasy.
Now
This
the
is
other
a
thing
heroic game.
that we also started to talk about, which we decided to say for the podcast, which was you were shocked.
I was very surprised.
You were
to see
surprised
3.
and shocked that we had 3 subclasses on
Yep.
here, and then the everything else is only 2 subclasses.
Always been 2.
Always
The
been 2.
Void, the official stuff, etc., etc., etc. Always been 2 subclasses. But here, out of nowhere, on All Hallows Eve, they decide to give us, Spencer Stark comes down from the hollows above, and he drops into our laps the Blood Hunter.
The Blood Hunter. with
And I
3.
flip through the pages, and what do I find before me? Not 1, not 2, but 3 subclasses.
Which I think
All praise.
is fine. And I think it's reasoning. Like I brought it up to you is the reason why I think, and this is just me, talking on my butt again, because that's what
Sure.
I do, is that I think that this is going to be the headline class for that new Gothic book that the 2 folk are working on. Are J. Craw and Kurt Perkins.
I hate that, though. Because that makes it feel like this is the headliner class,
Mm-hmm.
and that the others are lesser.
I don't know.
I
that lesser.
like the spooky vibe.
Yeah.
And if they want to double down on this, I have no issue with this. Like, I don't want to see that, maybe they're like, oh, we'll just see what the best 2 are, which at the end of the day, they'd always keep liking, which means they're deciding between the other 2. I don't think that's the case. I think we're probably going to see all 3 of these. It's official at some point.
Oh, absolutely. That's what
Now-
I'm saying. I think that this is the reason why, because this is going to be the headline.
But are we in a v1.6 or something? Are we going to see another witch and warlock? Like, are we going to start to see 3rd subclasses for some of these other classes?
It's possible.
Absolutely think we might.
I think we might. I think it's possible. But then it comes down to we don't really know, because we don't know the scale of what they're working on.
Totally.
Right. So we don't know if it's going to be something
We
very
might find
small.
out at PAX Unplugged.
Yeah, we might get something small. It might be something gigantic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I see it being is not something huge, right? Because what I envision happening here is something that is going to be released sooner rather than later, right? And something like on the scale of like a Curse of Strahd for D&D, right? If they were going to go something like that, I could see that being in development for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like longer than people would want before a release of some sort, right? Where what I see here would be something smaller. So like not something on the level of Curse of Strahd, but
Sure.
something like that's more contained, right? That can be developed quicker,
Just
play tested
supplemental.
quicker, supplemental, and
Yeah.
then come out. And with
Campaign
something like
frame
that,
with some fluff.
yeah, and with something like that, I see them releasing a single class to go along with it.
You don't think
not
we get witch
multiples.
and warlock with it?
No.
Interesting.
So I think that this is just me, like I said, talking again,
Sure.
is that it would be a sped up schedule for a smaller module, so to speak. And they have a single class, which would be this, right? That goes along with it. So this is the headliner class, and then a gothic horror adventure that they're, writing currently that goes along with this. And then you don't need all those other classes because of the fact that these 3 subclasses are 3 different things. Because you could have a party of 3 with 3 people, one of each of these things, and have very different play styles across the board right there.
Right.
Right. I mean, like, yeah, they all have the same hope ability, but that's where it ends. Right. Like the not same hope ability,
class
but like
features.
class
Sure,
features.
yeah.
So you have the Crimson Rite, you have Grim Psychometry, and Blood Maledict. But then past those, these 3 will play vastly different depending on the subclass that you choose.
Sort of.
So
I'll say you are gonna, at the end of the day, you're still pulling from the same domain.
you're still
cards,
pulling from the same domain cards,
regardless
but
of which subclass.
I don't know. I feel like this could be like a thing. Like they would release one headliner class and a small module to go along with it, because it would take a lot less play testing, like than releasing 4 classes or 3 classes and a module on top of that, that's a big thing. That reads more like a gigantic module, like a bigger module, like that is on the, like the scale of something like the Crooked Moon or whatever,
Yep.
or Curse of Strahd, which is going to take a longer development cycle, which I don't feel like they're into. I think they're into a shorter development cycle in which they would have a single headliner class, which is why we got 3 subclasses.
But then even we talk about some of like the development times of like classes and stuff like that. Does Brawler have like any new domain cards? Those are all pre-existing, correct?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So Warlock, sure, you've got my brain. That has a new domain, but in which also shares it, I believe.
Yes.
And Dread.
Mm-hmm.
Dread domain.
Domain of Dread. Yeah.
So but granted, they've done some playtesting on that. They've done more testing on those than they have on Bloodhunter at this point. So maybe those are farther along than we think. I mean, at least a couple of the new subclasses in testing.
Yeah.
You're really just testing the class features and hope ability because the domain is in full production for those. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can still see like it's, we need to know scope.
That's what I'm saying.
In theory,
it
we
comes
should know
down
soon
to
enough.
scope. Yeah. And like I said, if it's a smaller adventure and a more contained thing, then I can see Bloodhunter being a headline class that kind of like leads the charge for like, hey, here's this cool module, super fun. Brand new class, the Bloodhunter, official. Cards and everything come with, there's a new domain that comes along with it, and this cool little gothic horror module that rides shotgun with this class. Run your people through it.
You know what's funny?
Awesome.
Is I've got 2 things on this. One, they're both entirely different. Stick with me.
Hit me.
One, I could see them put this out, not even part of a big pack with all the other stuff. Maybe they save all the horror spooky stuff and all that stuff, where they are going to have like 4 new classes and new domain and the new spooky stuff and some new adversaries and some new environments and stuff. And all that's going to come in like a little, supplement or whatever down the road a little bit. And then in the next like couple of months, we get the map pack where Matt's baby, the Bloodhunter, is coming from D&D and now it's over here in Daggerheart. And it's like the Kickstarter they just did. And if you buy this, you get the Bloodhunter. And the Bloodhunter will come with the domains you're going to need. And it's going to come with all the stuff you need to play the Bloodhunter. And they sell it by itself. A la just like the Kickstarter. Class pack style. I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever. Easy peasy. Or 2, and this is funny, where it does come with all the other ones. And the reason it has 3 is because Order of the Lycan is barely even its own subclass. Because for Order of the Lycan to exist, you have to have the transformation cards.
Yeah.
And if the transformation cards are going to come in something, okay, they're probably going to come in this, like, the spooky supplement. Yeah. So at that point, Order of the Lycan really just supplements.
It's a supplement to the supplement.
Exactly. The Lycan transformation. It really is. Yeah. Like, it's just little tags to that. So at that point, the first 2, the Order of the Ghost Slayer and Order of the Mutant, feel like the 2 new subclasses for Order of the Bloodhunter. And then Bloodhunter or the Lycan is just the variation on the lycanthropy transformation. Maybe that's why it exists.
What's funny?
Because why not?
I just thought about that too, because when you brought all that up, and I'm like, ooh, the Order of the Ghost Slayer, your final thing is a spectral form. You turn into a ghost.
Yes.
But what if you're already a ghost?
There's a transformation for that.
Yeah, exactly.
This exists.
There's a transformation for this. So you're like a super ghost now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you just hand the ghost card.
You're skipping right to Patrick Swayze being able to kick a can.
They're like, I chose to I did this death move. I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. You just take that page from them and you say, ignore the rest of that. You just hand them the ghost card.
Yeah.
You're like, we got stuck.
But yeah, hopefully we'll know more when PAX rolls around.
I bet we do.
We'll see.
We're going to find out something.
We'll find out something. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what we're really waiting on is to know the scope of everything. But that aside, Bloodhunter subclasses, fun. Bloodhunter in general, very fun.
I'm super stoked.
I'm into
all this void stuff is great. I love the void. I know we're not going to get this cadence forever, but I'm enjoying it.
But while it's here, we're going to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let us know what you think of the Blood Hunter, and if you think it's weak or strong, or what your favorite subclass is, or what you would like to see next from Darrington Press and everything else. Also, hey, what do you think we're going to see at PAX Unplugged? Will we be there? No.
No.
I
was like, where is he going with? Is he going to PAX Unplugged? This is how he tells me? No.
I wish we could, but no, sadly we won't. But if you're going to be there, hey, let us know how it goes.
Have fun.
We'll be watching across the internets from Florida. Also, hey, if you want to keep those 2 lanterns in the back there lit, positive affirmation, do all that. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcast, also, hey, there's a lot more in Spotify than I thought there were. What's up?
Howdy.
5 stars. Howdy. Howdily dokley. Simpsons in Fortnite right now. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. All right, YouTube people, smash that like button, hit the bell, notification, subscribe, all the YouTube things. People say, oh, there's a hype button now.
Oh, yeah, hype button.
Smash that hype button. I don't know what the phrase is for this yet.
I don't know what it does.
I puts this in like a leaderboard for hype videos or something, I think. I don't know. Because we're a tiny channel, we get more hype points.
I like it.
Yeah, just give us all your hype points, I guess. Or don't. Oh, whatever. You do you. But we're going to keep talking about Daggerheart stuff until we run out of Daggerheart stuff to talk about, which, at this rate, never going to happen.
Yeah, never going to happen.
We're going to get to the next episode in just a moment. But until next time, everyone, I've been Tyler.
And I've been Richard.
And we've been
True Strike.
Bye.
See ya.
Hey, adventurers. Thanks again for joining us today. Please be sure to give us a follow on your favorite podcasting platforms and YouTube. If there's any questions you'd like to write in the show, you can hit us up on Threads, Blue Sky, or Instagram. New episodes released every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for listening to True Strike.